Hello and welcome back, everybody. Now, today, we're going to be looking at the 10 craziest hidden details in the Arkham games. And to be honest, before making this video, I had no idea 90% of these existed, which probably says a lot about my credibility as a YouTuber, Anyways, before we get into today's video, I would really appreciate if you wouldn't mind subbing to the channel. And as always, make sure to join the Discord below. But other than that, be prepared for the most hidden details that you could possibly think of. Well, you probably can't even think about them because they're so hidden. Now, Swamp Thing is definitely one of my favorite DC characters for sure. I mean, he's got an awesome design and is overall just super cool. But would it blow your mind if you found out that he was in the Arkham games? Well, he is. So in the Botanical Gardens in Arkham Knight, you can actually find a plaque that says, "In loving memory, Dr. Alec Holland, aka the Swamp Thing." Now, I had no idea this existed, but I am hoping this doesn't mean he's dead or that we'll never get to see Swamp Thing. But if you didn't know, there actually have been quite a few people who have taken the mantle of Swamp Thing in DC, and Dr. Holland is just one of them. Holland became the Swamp Thing when he died in the swamp shortly after creating a hormonal bio-regenerative formula for plants. So there's also a high chance that Dr. Alec Holland is indeed dead to the world, but in the Arkham universe, Holland's become the Swamp Thing. And man, do I really hope we can see him in the future of the Arkham games. I think they can do Swamp Thing justice and make him a great character in the Arkham games. Bruce accidentally hurts him or his environment, so he gets angry and goes crazy, and maybe we get to sort of see, well, kind of what we see with Poison Ivy in Arkham Knight, where she becomes sort of an ally with Bruce, but we'll just have to wait and see. Moving on to the next detail. Okay, so this one may just be me, but I had no idea Batgirl had an Easter egg in the clock tower at Arkham Knight. Just don't let Hugo get his hands on it.
Sabers will make a fine addition to my collection.
But anyways, in the clock tower, using detective mode and the cryptographic sequencer, you can reveal a hidden compartment with Batgirl's old suit that she sadly can't use anymore after Joker shot her. It's actually a pretty cool sequence and one that I'm surprised we don't hear about more often. I always appreciated the clock tower. It's really one of the coolest superhero intelligence HQs, and it was even done well in Gotham Knights. Plus, Oracle is one of the best characters in the Arkham games, with indeed one of the best DLCs out of any Arkham DLCs. It might be my favorite, to be honest. Plus, whatever Batgirl's in, it's pretty good. Hit me up, Barbara. I really do hope we get to see more of her, though, in the next game, but what does surprise me is how rich and how much tech Bruce has, yet he's yet to fix Barbara's spine. At the very least, give her some prosthetics so she could walk again? You're telling me Lucius Fox can make this, but not give my girl some sort of implant that she can walk again? Whatever. Maybe there's some lore reason out there, but before I get too mad, let's go ahead and move on. The only reason I'm counting this next one as a hidden detail is because of how few people actually played Arkham City Lockdown. No offense to those diehard Lockdown fans, all 4 of you, but this is the only time in the Arkhamverse where I can think of mixing it with a different IP, but anyways, KANO, the legendary Mortal Kombat fighter, is actually a fightable boss in Arkham City Lockdown.
Stop the cap!
Yes, it's a real thing. I'm not lying to you guys. So if you begin the EMP challenge in Gotham Steel Mill, the last enemy of the third wave turns out to be freaking KANO from Mortal Kombat. This is a hilarious detail from the Dez, who also works on a remake for Mortal Kombat, NetherRealm Studios, kind of sneaking their own IPs into Arkham. So I guess this really does confirm the next Arkham game, right? I mean, it's either Arkham World or I guess Arkham KANO? Well, let me know down below, but I think it's a good time to move on. Jon Jones, no, not that guy, but Jon Jones, the Martian Manhunter, is one of my favorite characters, as well as Renee Montoya and Harvey Bullock's names can all be found inside the GCPD on a list, with Renee Montoya's name having a question mark next to it, which I do presume is a nod to her taking up the mantle of the Question, another giant DC superhero, which she does in some lesser known stories. I say lesser known because she's just not really seen much as the Question, but it's still pretty cool. As well as Renee, we also have Bullock, who's another cop slash detective working for the GCPD. I really do hope we get to see these two in the future because having more depth inside the GCPD than just my boys Aaron, Cash, and Gordon would do a world of wonders to make Arkham a little more emotional and deeper. I would love to see more with the GCPD, maybe even some MJ-styled missions where he plays an officer or Gordon or Montoya, etc., trying to fight a supervillain and seeing it from more of a cop's perspective. Maybe we could actually see how powerful these villains are and the fear it causes the GCPD, because they're not Batman or Superman who are battle-hardened and used to it, just truly regular people, because let's be honest here, Arkham Batman is not a regular human. But let's go ahead and move on. NTH metal, or however the hell you pronounce it, is a famous metal in the DC universe that is able to negate the effects of gravity. Long story short, it's pretty cool. But what's even cooler is that it's in Arkham Knight. So in Ace Chemicals here, we can find that the NTH metal is being used in Scarecrow's Cloudburst formula. Don't necessarily know why or how it's being utilized in the formula. Let me know if you guys have any ideas below, but it's pretty damn cool to say the least. Yet again, Rocksteady's cooking with these small details. I mean, this one is so minuscule and hard to find and just so random, but they added it in anyways. Lore-wise, NTH metal has been used around a lot. Whether it's implemented in armor or being added to formulas, NTH can actually give whoever's wearing it or using it some pretty cool abilities. Now, it'd be interesting to see more of it fleshed out in the Arkhamverse or even the new DCU. I mean, James Gunn has been cooking anyways, so I wouldn't even be surprised. Also, Mr. Gunn, if you're listening, my schedule's still open for me to become Batman. You know, Robert Pattinson, who cares? So, yeah, I'm here. So just hit me up. Speaking of devs and Rocksteady, this one may be easier to find, but inside of Polly's Diner, right when you begin the game, you can actually find Sefton Hill, who is the game's director for the Arkham games, portrayed as a character in the universe. And as well as Sefton, you can find other devs throughout the game. I mean, I don't blame them. Millions of dollars spent and countless hours. I would definitely add myself into the game. I mean, at that point, I may as well make myself the main villain of the game. But in all seriousness, it is funny to see Sefton here as a real-life person inside the Arkham games. Now, if I'm remembering correctly, I think you can find the entire dev team or something somewhere in the game like that, which again, I definitely don't blame them. Anyway, I just thought this was funny and sort of easy to miss, but let's go ahead and get into some lore. Now, who do you think is the most powerful member of the Bat family? I'll give you a couple seconds. 1, 2, 3. Now, if you said Batman, you would be wrong. It's Ace the Bathound. Now, inside Wayne Tower during Hush's mission, you can actually find Ace the Bathound's dog bowl, or at least a dog bowl with the name Ace on it, which is a cool detail, but it's a little peculiar because we've yet to come across Ace. In all seriousness, though, I genuinely could not imagine Ace being in the Arkham universe whatsoever. Maybe with Jason, Dick, or Oracle, or pretty much anybody else. I just can't imagine Arkham Batman and Ace the Bat Dog together in the same room. But hey, maybe I can be proved wrong. You know what? Come to think of it, have we seen any animal in the Arkham games? Maybe with Mad Hatter like a rabbit, but I really can't remember when we've seen any animals in the Arkham games. New Arkham theory, guys. The Arkhamverse has no animals, besides humans, of course. Let me know what you guys think about this one, too. Also, do let me know how informational this video is, because it seems pretty important. But anyways, it is cool to see this small little detail in Arkham Knight. Let's be honest here, though. It's probably the best part of the Hush mission. Now, this next one, I don't take lightly, and I'm currently planning on my revenge, but anyways, in the Red Hood DLC, somehow there are Black Mask thugs talking about how they killed Killer Moth. First of all, this couldn't even be possible. As we know, Killer Moth is one of the most skilled fighters in DC, as he's been known to be able to hold his own against Batman for a short period of time. Now, if he can do that with Arkham Batman, I mean, Arkham Killer Moth must be insane. Also, I say this because there's no way my goat is dead. We've never even seen him once. This is very clearly unjust and unfair and won't be taken lightly. Please, Harvey Dent, take me to court. In all seriousness, though, you guys know I always despise when devs kill off characters in general, unless it's important for the story like Rogue One. It just never gives us a chance to see the character, get more stories from them, etc., and more lore. You know where I'm going with all that. But then again, one-off dialogue of a random Black Mask thug saying Red Hood killed Killer Moth has the potential just to be BS, and that's what I'm hoping here. I'm a believe for now, but seriously though, having Killer Moth in the Arkhamverse would be so sick. His armor is so cool, and his overall persona could be really cool. And hopefully they boost him a bit so he's not seen as that laughing stock anymore, because Killer Moth can actually be pretty tough if you give him some room to work. But anyways, I'll quit all this glazing. Let's just move on to the next detail. Another character we need to see is most definitely Gorilla Grod. They could even just borrow the design from Injustice 2, because at least that's one good thing to come from that game. Also take that with a grain of salt. I love the game. The Injustice storyline is just complete trash, but anyways, in the Season of Infamy Killer Croc mission where Bruce goes inside the crashed prison airship, there are cells scattered everywhere, many open, some still closed with bodies inside, but there is one cell that oddly sticks out. Because it's my boy Gorilla Grod's cell, meaning Grod's confirmed in the Arkhamverse and, interestingly enough, was caught by somebody and shipped through the prison airship, which having one of the most intelligent beings on the planet, who's also a massive behemoth of a gorilla on an airship, seems like it's just not really the best idea if I can be completely honest here, but who really cares? I'm just hyped to see the mention of a goat. They could even copy this mission cell if we ever get to see Grod in the Arkham games. Maybe we're hunting him in some sort of jungle area and he's hunting us at the same time. Although it's not really Grod's way of doing things, it could be really cool. Also, lastly, does this mean Grod was still inside the airship when we were going through it? If not, did he escape and is now out and about in Gotham? I don't know, to be totally honest, but I mean, how difficult could it really be to find a 500-pound gorilla roaming around Gotham City? Then again though, Gothamites probably wouldn't be all too surprised. Now, I don't know if I can officially say this is 100% true, but in night in Gotham, we can actually find these giant balloons floating around the street. And to be honest, they look pretty damn close to the Joker balloons in Tim Burton's Batman. These are easy to find. They're not really hidden, but kind of more of a hidden meaning, but whatever. I just want to nerd out real quick, or I guess this whole video is, but Tim Burton's Gotham City is one of my favorite depictions ever of Gotham. It may just be the coolest. The vibes it gives off alone are so dark and gloomy and very gothic, which is exactly what you think of when you think of Gotham City. I really just can't get over how good and cool it looks. It's extremely reminiscent of other Tim Burton work, of course, and it translates so well into Gotham. Usually we just see a normal big city with Wayne Enterprises like we see in the Gotham show, but Burton's Gotham is the epitome of gothic dark Batman that stands out so well. Plus, it's got a pretty decent Batman. Too bad he can't turn his neck. But anyways, it's a really cool detail, and I am glad Rocksteady wasn't just adding other Arkham Easter eggs and details. They even looked back at some of the best films that help give ideas and even a footing for the Arkham Batman and other Batmans to come. And also let me know if there are other Batman movie details or references I've missed. I mean, there's bound to be some more, and we're not counting suits. But that's it. Hopefully you haven't seen at least a few of these before. I tried my best to pick out some more, the ones that I just thought were a bit more niche, and please do let me know which other ones I just didn't add in the video today, because there's a ton of them. But other than that, thank you for watching. As always, join up in the Discord and subscribe to the channel. I really would appreciate it. I do hope you're all doing well, and make sure to stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.